Ooh. Right when I turned my mic on. All right, thank you. So you might be aware that a few weeks ago, there was a game called Download that I didn't enjoy very much and I didn't play for very long. And I'm not used to doing this kind of streaming where, you know, you're sort of, how do I put it? You're not, thank you, Wiggy. Hey, kitty. You're not just playing video games, but you're sort of delving into their history and like learning things about them, right? And there's something about this game. I did not do my due diligence. And I'm going to show you the thing in Download that I missed that you deserved to see before we start Superstar Soldier. None of this matters. Look how good I am at this. Look at this. I reset every time I took a hit. Shit. Is not this a great beginning? There's another one. Let's see. This. There's another one. Does anyone know when the one that I'm trying to get happens? Give me this. Yeah, I mean, I said so at the time. That it's really my own reluctance to... Thank you. Cirkman, thank you. It's my own reluctance to ever continue that's at fault and not like anything about the game itself. All right. I think it's the next stage. Panic. Oh no. All right, so I think this is the one. This is what it says if you game over in 1-2. Hey, Claire. This is what it says if you game over in 1-2. And so at first I thought, oh, you know, that might be a misspelled hook. There's a there's a kind of famous and possibly apocryphal story of like a guy who was working at an office, you know, somewhere in Japan that had lots and lots of English speakers working there. And they were like not hanging their phones up and like putting them on the hook after they got done talking. So the thing is, there's no who sound in Japanese. There's fu, which is like, it is sort of halfway in between who and fu, you know? So it gets written like this. So supposedly someone, in an effort to get people to hang up their phones, left by the phone signs that said, he thought they said, please hook the phone, but he didn't spell it hook. He spelled it like that. So anyway, that was my thought about that screen, but then I saw there's like a lot of other gratuitous swearing in the game, so that's not the case. Anyway, that was what I didn't show you because I didn't want to continue. Now, the game that I actually am supposed to play. I see. Okay. I think this game, you can play it. Having played a lot of Kaneko's games on this system, I'm pretty confident that shmups were not their strongest genre. I want to like this game. It has so much going for it and a lot going against it also. So anyone who's seen Blazing Lasers is like, this is all going to look familiar. So as Hudson tended to do, this game has a whole bunch of color-coded power-ups. They didn't make any special effort to balance them equally. So I don't really know the game all that well. So take my opinion with a grain of salt, but I think the best one is probably green. And I think they must have thought so too, because it is the least common weapon. This one sucks, and I'm gonna get hit just because I picked it up. It should be good. It does lots of damage, but that pattern is really not useful. But green looks like this. So I mean, for my money, that's pretty good. I don't know what like a super player would use. This I don't know if this is like confirmed or if it's just the hypothesis, but I don't know if you noticed, but this power up was yellow, and when I shot it, it just froze. So now it's cycling through colors like every frame and drifting toward me, which this is not the behavior that it normally had. Look in the lower right. And oh, that makes sense. You'll see that the ship by my number of lives is silver, right? And then when I pick this up, it turns gold. So this game actually has checkpoint respawn, and there are no mid-level checkpoints as far as I know. So if you die, you go all the way back to the beginning of the level, and levels in this game are long. However, each each flashing power-up that you collect converts your current life, or converts one of your lives to a golden life. And when you lose a golden life, you aren't sent back to the previous checkpoint. So anytime you run into a power-up, anytime you run into a power-up that freezes when you hit it, you want to shoot it until it turns into that flashing power-up so that you can get a golden life. I don't like this gimmick, and the exact same thing is in Blazing Lasers. Because it just means that the game only has checkpoint respawn if you don't know this obscure thing that you'd have no reason to just psychically guess is in there. Blazing Lasers does the same thing. I think that game is okay. It's most people's pick for like absolute best shmup on the system or game on the system, as far as I can tell. And like, I get why it's not for me. Oh my god, I was looking at the volume meter instead of the game. The game has a really screwed up difficulty curve where like, it's not that bad. And then all of a sudden you get to like the next to last level, and every checkpoint is like, if you die, you're probably gonna game over. So basically, if you know about this system here, where you can convert your lives into special lives that ignore the checkpoint respawn system, then Blazing Lasers is easy. If you don't know about that, it's a tough video game. And like an extremely frustrating kind of tough, where the first like 40 minutes, if you have a lot of shmup experience anyway, which I think is a pretty big asterisk, but it is there, then you can just sort of sleepwalk through the game. And if you don't, then and once you hit the point where you can no longer sleepwalk through it, it just like starts taking tons and tons of lives from you. Hey, thank you, Foosball Patriot. I chose a bad time to look at chat. Oops. Yeah. Any shmup where you can take more than one hit, that's also a big warning sign to me. Because these games will kill you. Like, I think a lot of people, when they see shmups with life bars, they're like, ooh, good. This one's easier. But no, they always hit a point where they're like, all right, the game does have to be challenging. And so I find that they tend to have a lot of, not unavoidable, but, you know, surprise hits where if you didn't just psychically intuit that an enemy was going to spawn directly on top of you, you're going to get hit. All right. I won't be too picky about getting on a good run in this game because, like, I've 1cc'd or what is that one called? Soldier Blade, right? I've 1cc'd, you know, too many shmups to list. Of course, they're all like easy console ones, which I think is sort of an important distinction to make, but you know, you'd think I would just play this until I 1cc it, but like I'm not that close to doing it, to be perfectly honest. It's really tough, and I wonder if it was all deliberate. Okay, so the thing about Blue is that, hey, thanks for following. It does not like pierce through enemies, so it can get blocked, and that becomes an issue in later stages. I do think Blue is good, and Green doesn't have the best damage output. But the full screen coverage you get from it is good. It's instant. It looks cooler also. Yes. I think this has good pixel art. Other than that, it's a video game. You can play it. If you're looking for a challenge, you know, like, this one definitely puts up way more of a fight than Blazing Lasers and Soldier Blade. Unless there's just something I'm not understanding. Like, I could be using the wrong weapon or the wrong sub-weapon or something. I don't always have the best intuition for what the strongest weapon in any given shmup is. I think it's... I don't know about the primary weapon. I think these missiles are probably where it's at, and I didn't come to that conclusion on my own. I had to be led to it. Like a horse to water. Yeah. To be clear, I'm talking like I'm down on this game. I really want to like it. It has so much going for it, but it's hard, which is fine, but it's hard in that way where, like, you just sort of feel cheated when you get hit. And your mistakes compound on themselves really, really fast in this game. You have a shield, so you can take like lots of hits before you die, but you lose weapon power every time you get hit. And the game is really, really stingy with power-ups. So you end up in a position where you have to risk not taking all the golden lives you can to get the weapon that you want, or you just have to make do with a less than ideal weapon, which, like, that's cool because the weapon balance is not even, so that means that that's sort of an interesting choice, right? Like, making do with the yellow if it's the only weapon that, you know, you're gonna have access to before the next boss or whatever. Like, that's a fun thing for the game to ask you to do. So I don't really have a problem with it, but it's not quite as just pick up and play as like Soldier Blade or something. Does button 1 do anything? Can you bomb in this game? No. Whoops. Hey, Antoine, thank you. Isn't this my 5th Golden Life? I think it is. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Ah, crap. This game has another really annoying feature. So, your like post-hit grace period is not that long, which, you know, that's not a problem, right? Because you have to react really quick when you get hit and move to safety. You are, for some reason, invincible to power-ups during that same period. So it can be way, way more difficult than you'd think to recover from a relatively small mistake. That also includes, like, when you die and you respawn, you have to wait until you're vulnerable again to be able to pick up power-ups. I really don't care for it. I would have taken the red at that point, but that's fine. Also, the bosses in this have so many hit points. I don't really remember that in, what's it called? Blazing Lasers, but I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, do we know whether Blazing Lasers was developed as a Star Soldier game and then hastily rebranded as a movie game or what? Like, is that speculation, or is that like that's the story? Okay, all right. I didn't see those bullets until they were like a little closer than I would have liked. Hey, Dwarven Dad, how are you? Nope, it's never coming back. I don't remember what I was gonna say. You want the antlion? This part is hard. Okay. I feel like the worms on the ground may not actually have hitboxes because I've never been hit by them. But don't they look like they should be able to hit you? Like, I don't want to find out the hard way that they do. Yeah, it would certainly make sense. But this game has a lot in common with Blazing Lasers. And I feel like Compile did a little better of a job with this idea than Kaneko did. But Soldier Blade is where it's at. It is like far and away the best of the PC Engine Soldier games, I think. Well, I don't know. I've never actually played much of Final Soldier. That thing where you can't pick up power-ups right after you died in this game, it makes me want to put my face through the wall, teeth first. You know what I'm saying? You ever get in that mood? Your second favorite shmup. Yeah, it's a really, really similar game to Blazing Lasers. I hate this boss. Like, come on. Come on, Scoob. There we go. And this stage, in my book, is the hardest one in the game. Like, Hey, Fel, thank you. Enjoy your emotes, Glitch Witch. The furthest I've gotten a credit is stage 7. So, take my words with a grain of salt. 7, maybe 6, it's been a while. I think there are like 10 stages, so it's possible the game gets much, much harder. But this part truly sucks. Okay. Oh dear. Well, not much to do about that. Oops. I don't think I'm gonna kill either of them. Whoops. Well, that's an issue. You see that? You see how I was over the missile power-up, but I couldn't pick it up until my invincibility wore off? I sort of doubt that was deliberate. You never know. I definitely have way more trouble getting credits out of 4 than, like, to stage 6. The boss is, like, unconscionable. It is so hard. Oh my gosh. Oh, what happened there? Like, look, I can't collect that. Do you think they were planning on that? Was that their idea? From the top. There are a lot of, like, good games tonight, so I don't want to, like, invest too much time into not that promising credit. That boss fight takes a really long time. So probably I would have fought it for like 2 minutes and finally lost my last life there. So, I just can't be bothered. Hey, Ashen Circle. Oh yeah, if I recall, you do actually want to use the turbo switches for this game, but not when you're using the green weapon. I think the, like, auto fire rate is really poor for the weaker weapons. Yeah, I've tried this one, like, many times before. I'm trying to learn to like it. I think I will eventually be successful, but it might take a while. Stuff's just blowing up. So in the interest of saying something nice about this, this game does not waste its time getting challenging the way that I think a good number of compile games do. Okay. Hey. Where they just take a little... it's certainly not the worst one. They did that awful port of that, like, Armed Formation F game or whatever. That was Kaneko that did the port, I'm pretty sure. They did either that one or, what was that piece of crap? Where the game was, like, hard and then you turned into a robot and then it was, like, so easy you were, like, barely playing a video game. Okay. Well, I've got that now. Yeah, that one. Heavy baby. The PC Engine port, I think they did. Not the original. Yeah, you know what? One more. Give me just a sec. Ha! Now I can shoot fast. The next game on this list is one that, like, I've heard of a lot. I don't actually know what it is. Yeah, Nichibutsu is just an abbreviation of Nihon Busan. What about Heavy Unit? Was that Kaneko? That was... That's a video game that you could play if you didn't want to have a particularly great time. Okay, I got options now. That's cool. I think this might, like, secretly be the good sub-weapon. The deal with these guys is they block bullets. You use this extensively in Soldier Blade, but it's not like a trade-off. Like, your options come with your other power-ups. But if you look at, like, Soldier Blade super plays on the, like, hard difficulty where there are, like, way, way more bullets, it's a much more challenging mode. They get through most of the sections where I would bomb by instead using their options, and then they have more bombs to work with. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, they do block bullets. I mean, that is such a big deal that I wonder if this is what a true Soldier Blade master would pick. But it's a little awkward to use. So when you press the 1 button, they switch from, you know, covering the sides or dead ahead. And, you know, behind you. If you had all the level layouts memorized, I mean, you would probably know which orientation is best for any given situation, and it's easy to control. It's not like, you know, some games where you have options you can control, but like they'll sort of scoot around to the opposite of the direction that you're pressing and everything. Yeah. I know it's a game you know. I've never like really played it. I've heard the title. There we go. Is it like bad or what? This song is so good. I'm gonna take this golden life even though I could use another green. Wasn't it like pretty uncommon to have bullet cancels on bombs in shmups in this day and age? You know, in 1990? Raiden did it. That's like late 80s, right? But that's like an extremely slow bomb. So it's like energy. I love energy, so that means I might like Bravo Man. Hey, Starman. Oh, all right. I don't know why it's so hard to not get hit there. Okay. Well, I don't know. This is certainly not in the bottom half of shmups on this system, like not even close. Like most games pale in comparison to Soldier Blade, you know what I mean? Am I gonna get it? I did. Yeah, multiple times, honestly. I want one more attempt to get out of stage 4, which I think is sort of the... It's much, much more difficult than the 3 stages before it. And I think it's more difficult than what comes afterwards, but also I haven't played this game in a few months, so... Have you played Rusty Soldier Blade? Pretend I said those words in like an order that made sense. Don't you think if these had hitboxes, they would have hit me like 3 times? But then you can destroy them, so... No. Like, has Rusty played Soldier Blade? Unless you're doing a funny. Oh, give me red. Give me red. No, please, red. I meant green. Oh, it crossed over. I'm so sick of this ad that you keep getting on Twitch for like some show about like aliens or something. And this guy excitedly goes, "Did you see it? Did it cross over?" And then it zooms in on this girl's face and she goes, "There's something in the sky." It's like, I have ad block off for Twitch. There we go. I was gonna say I really should have gotten hit there, but I gave it back. It's cool. We have an understanding, me and Soldier Blade. No, I think you would have written these in assembly. No, if that sounded Cajun, I just did a bad job of a Southern accent. The thing that makes me angry about the ad is like, there's a small part of me that wants to watch it. It's like they do just good enough a job of making the show look interesting, and I resent that. All right, well, that worked. I sort of got what I wanted out of that. I just took 2 hits in the process. What? I'm not gonna do it again. The attempt at a Southern accent. Go watch Dwarven Dad. You want the real deal. Midwestern accents are similar to Southern accents, but they're not the exact same thing. Yes, I will switch, actually. All right, well, that was actually a waste, but it's fine. No. I won't say those words. And now you got me all self-conscious. This is like the time I did a British accent on stream and like 5 people were like, "Do that again." I don't know what a British accent sounds like. It was a guess. I probably did better than Dick Van Dyke, but hey. Ooh. Thank you, game. No, I won't be doing that. Someone clipped it. It's called like the Poker Brat or something. Hey. So this run's been going awesome, but this boss will definitely kill me multiple times. It is so hard. These homing missiles are like the worst thing in the world. Thank you. I'll look in a second, but I appreciate it. Nice. Whew. Like, look at this. It's so hard. It didn't have to be this hard. They could have just calmed the hell down. Whoa. There we go. Thank you, Cloudy. I like the design of the boss a lot. I think it's really cool. What did I say? Well, it did need to calm down. Okay. Oh, awful. Still awful. There we go. Problem solved. This, I'm thinking about it. There actually is a section of this stage that I find quite challenging. It's something that, like, I think I have some sort of unique difficulty processing this sort of stimulus, like, even in real life. So it's like making a left onto a busy street is like the hardest thing in the world for me. Getting on Laser Bridge and Link to the Past is tough because, like, you need to wait out the cycles and pick the right moment to get in there, right? And I will make that call incorrectly pretty frequently. Oh my gosh, stop. Stop with this. Ah. Oh. Dang it. Not really what I was hoping for. I wanted to get a weapon because it restores your shield when you pick up weapons or something. I don't really understand how it works. I think it's when you power up weapons. Oh my gosh. I had a, when I was in middle school, I had a Scottish tutor. She had the coolest accent in the world. Oh, come on now. This section here, absolute nonsense. Like, you see what I mean? That this is like making a left turn onto a busy street. Was she? Didn't sound like Libby. Oh dear. This section here is why I really don't think they were thinking about the fact that invincibility also renders it impossible to pick up power-ups. Because you get brief invincibility when you grab power-ups, and if you try to grab all three of those, you just fly through the other two. Those 3 reds in a row. That's why I didn't grab them. Oh dear. This is a really weak weapon. Damn. I will say the difference in power between, like, having a good weapon and a weak weapon in this is also a little unbelievable. Like, we're talking, like, bosses will last 4 seconds if you're powered up, or, like, well over a minute if you're not. That's, like, fine, but given that the rest of the game doesn't seem to be super carefully designed, I wonder if they really realized they were doing that. Anyway, the next game is Bravo Man. I want to see the box art. Look at that. Oh, wait, before I do that though, here's the thing. Even if I never really come to enjoy the base game, this has 2 caravan modes. No, that's all right. They're cool, so I want to show these. I don't remember like why caravan modes are called caravan modes. I think it's just like you they would do high score competitions in these modes at events called like Caravan, like the Hudson Caravan, whatever. So they're timed score attack modes. I've already doomed myself to a terrible time by not turning my speed, or score by not turning my speed all the way up, but that's fine. I think the caravan modes in this are pretty fun. What is the song that this reminds me of? It's an NES song. It's from that Bomber King game. Is that's just the overworld theme, isn't it? Oh, I was probably supposed to destroy these at the same time. Caravan modes always have a lot of like special bonuses you're supposed to go for. Hey, Duke. But I don't. There. It's usually pretty easy to not kill the boss of a caravan shmup, and usually disastrous for your score when you fail to. I don't really think I got a lot of points for that. Yeah. Hey, Aquas. Yeah, it's, so I forget the, like, beginning of the title in Japanese, but the end is Beraboman, which, like, a Berabo is, like, a dummy, basically. There's, like, some really common go-to translation for it. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Berabo. It's fool. Yeah. And they're less flattering words, but I'm paused, but the timer's still running. Are you seeing this? But, hello? There we go. A friend of mine has been going through, like, old magazines and finding ads from, British PC Engine importers. So, like, there was a reasonably big, although I mean, I think, you know, still on the whole obscure scene for people importing PCE games in Britain, and they would translate a lot of the names, and they always called Beraboman, which, you know, later got changed to Bravo Man. Super Foolish Man. I just really like that sequence of words. Oh no, you don't want to grab that one. That's good to know. This is a wonderful song. I think this same one is in, like, the original Star Soldier, right? Yeah, I like Caravan shmups a lot. Partly because, like, I'm not God's gift to shmups. And, like, you can kind of drive yourself batty playing the caravan modes because, like, there's this temptation to just optimize absolutely everything. Because it's so short, right? Why would you not go for something that you know is going to give you points? And I did frustrate myself a little bit playing some caravan shmups, but I had a lot of fun with the Koryun one, and it's funny because I didn't think to check if you could hit select to turn up your speed. You can. So I got what I thought was a pretty good score in that, but because I wasn't fast enough, there were like some score items I had to skip. I would like to know what sort of score I could get with the knowledge that this button does something really important and probably really useful. Because, you know, you're trying to score as many points as humanly possible in a really short time. And I don't know if this is always true of caravan shooters, but I have found that you usually want to just go as fast as possible. Because they're less about precise dodging and more about killing the enemies as quickly as you can and just dodging all over the screen. Or zooming all over the screen to uncover as many bonuses as possible. But I kind of think this sort of shmupping would be a good introduction to score attack for people who, like, are intimidated by really long runs that, like, you know, especially when you're new to a shmup, like, if you pick something tough, you could play it for months and months and months before you ever beat a single loop of it. And even then, it might not be the best score you've ever gotten, you know? I tend to not have that sort of stubbornness for shmups, so, like, part of why all my 1cc's are easier games is just because they're easier, and so I don't have to be as good to beat them. But then a lot of it is that if the goal of actually beating the game is that far off, I will tend not to... I'll tend to be a little more easily discouraged. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, this guy's a jerk. This guy's the boss of stage 6, I think. 5, 6. I think it's 5. And he can go to hell and stay there. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Some of the stuff that's, like, not very fun to deal with in the base game for a lot of these shmups is fun in the caravan modes, and I sort of wish that they maybe didn't cross the streams there. Yeah, they're so fun. Party hack. Yeah, I'd play that. So I do need to eat just a little bit before I move on. Be patient with me. It should only take a couple minutes. But I'm going to put some music on. Again, I don't think that game is the problem. I think I am the problem. I wish I could like it more than I do. Oh, I hate this song. No, not this song. We need a real song in here. There we go. I've done that before, a Bridgewater. Drop the tab inside the system. Okay. The next game is Bravo Man, which, again, it's like Doofus Man. It's like the Japanese, and then there's this long thing before the title that I never remember. And I just realized why. It's because of Shubi Beanman. Anyone remember Shubi Beanman? That game sucked. Also known as Shubibi Man and Shabubi Man. It seems like what people usually end up calling it. Yeah, all both of you. Listen to this guy. Yeah, this is pretty loud. Is it too loud still or too quiet? While I'm here, I think everybody is mostly familiar with Duke and Glitchwitch and the other retro streamers present, but I know I don't plug other streamers very often. But while you're here, there are two streamers that I have a lot of fun watching. I think you should consider following if you don't. They are Cirkman and Dwarven Dad. I don't get many chances to raid them because their time slots don't align with mine at all. So, something to consider. They're fellow variety streamers. Oh, this rules! Bravo, man, it's stage 1. I'm your friend from Planet Alpha. Look at this. Oh, okay. If you tap the button, you... Oh, this is... This controls... This game needs help. Ah. Yeah, I think he just wrapped it up. I know he just wrapped it up. I was there. My God. This is so weird. Like when you're midair. Attacking just freezes you. Or like it completely halts your vertical momentum. Was that good? That seemed like it would be bad. Like it was a whammy. Yeah, this is super foolish, man. Can I open this? Hello. Did anyone answer, is the sound too quiet for the game? Okay. This is pretty tight. This probably looks like it controls strangely. Like sometimes a game controls like poorly or quirkily, and it's not really, it's invisible to the naked eye. But like I feel like just watching this, you can tell. You can't. Hang on. Is there a secret up here? Yeah. Sort of. Oh my gosh. All right, that part's important. What do you think now? Okay. Hey, Mortis. Were you... Have you been here all along? I saw almost no chat while I was playing, while I was playing Superstar Soldier. Oh, don't go in there. Ow. Oh. Tough. Oh. Oh yeah, I do. You missed what? Superstar Soldier. Honestly, what? What's a squirane? Oh, I was just thinking this needs a really stiff, unresponsive shmup section. We're turboing this. Oh my gosh. You have to put the turbo buttons on different speeds for it to let you shoot both at the same time. Oh, I've died. Push run. What? Ah! Yeah, that would be one way to put it. I think this would have kind of blown your mind when it was brand new because of the graphics. Maybe my mind was just easily blown in 1990. What a sequence of words. There we go. Yeah, true. Whoops. There we go. I win. The Disney lady who sings. Elsa, you mean, right? I know that movie. How many stages is this? Oh, okay, yeah. Whoa. Oh, look at this. Oh. Is that this guy's name? I'm trying to get full running speed here. Maybe that can be done, but... Hey! Yes. That's a legitimate spelling. That's how I would spell it. Most people would do NP. I think that's incredibly misguided, but I also wouldn't get into a fight over the romanization of that particular sequence of I'm overpowered now. Sequence of glyphs. Look at this. Tough boss. Whoops. I walked past my rice balls, dude. Well, if you'd been a spoiled little shit in Britain in 1990, and you had an imported PC Engine because you had more money than you knew what to do with, would you have enjoyed importing Super Foolish Man? Ooh, would this have been one of the games that justified your parents' purchase? Whoa, okay. Whoa, double K. It's really messed up. Oh. Oh. What's down here? Oh. Yeah. That's another really good game. That's one I need to come back to. Okie doke. Got out of hand. Whoops. I'm really upset that they just switched to machine translation for Zubat. Oh. Rarefied air. Oh, you played through this recently? Game obeyed. It took me a second to piece that together. Hey, what did you think of Ray's Amber? I'd somehow not heard of that before. Even though I spend a good 20 hours a week thinking about the PC Engine. There we go. Wait, Aquas, you know shmups. Am I soft locked? Hey, Mackenzie. What do I do now? Okay. Do I hit select? And I double jump? Yeah, no, I don't really mind getting backseated for this particular project. Yeah, no, I mean, I figured that, but I can't, wow. Away with you. Well, while you're, what? Weird. Push it in 10 seconds. Lucky. This? That's not it, is it? I got hit. Oh yeah. Ooh, well. It's a difficult world. Unbelievable. And I'm out of continues, right? This whips ass. This is so good. The game. I mean, the food's fine too. I think I got it there, right? No. What? Why on earth does this work? I'm your friend from Planet Alpha. What's this person's deal? Ha! Weird. You know what this says in the background? Cigarettes. Okie doke. Alright. Okay. Okie doke. Ha! Whoever first remembered that man and plan rhyme came up with the lyrics of like every single, okay, like song about Mega Man. If you go to, like, I don't know if this is the case for like Brental Floss, but if you go to YouTube and you search like Mega Man lyrics, it's all just like, I'm Mega Man with the Mega Plan over and over again. Okay. Yeah, I bet. Weird, I only got the one. No, that's a good point. Only the English language Mega Man fan songs. No. Oh, okay. Maybe Brental Floss is the one that came up with that. That's a corner of YouTube I don't really watch. Why'd they all die in one hit? No, I don't think I don't know if we had that in my area. Hey there. Oh yeah, the boss is so inconsiderate. Has everyone seen the thing that like someone figured out that the RGB values of the PC Engine, at least as interpreted by like RGB mods and like breakout boxes like mine, as well as all current emulators, are wrong? I don't know what it's all like. Ooh, give me that. It's all like. He complimented one of your improvs. Which one? Anywho, it's over my head. I don't really know much about video, but it reminds me that there's something I've always wondered about PC Engine games, which is like, let's say you have like, actually, someone remind me when I finish Bravo Man to load up the Newtopia title screen. Yes, that's what it is. And I think whoever, you know, recently discovered this is working on fixing this in emulators, but I don't know if it can even be fixed in like a Super SD System 3 or like an RGB mod on a console. So it's interesting that from some perspective, emulation is going to be more accurate visually. I just think that's cool. Oh no. Does anyone remember, is there an FPGA in the Super SD System 3? I think there is, right? Although that might have nothing to do with the RGB breakout. It might just be involved in the flashcard functionality. Oh, here I go. Boosh. Look at this. Get my magical dance. Okay. Really? What makes you say that, Bridgewater? Have I ever asked you about the legendary axe jump behavior thing? As far as I know, emulators don't get this quite right. Oh, surely not. I think, is Terra Onion a one-person operation? I've never known, but there were like legitimate reasons to be dissatisfied with the quality of the SSDS3 on, especially on launch. I don't mean to paper over that, but I heard some of the backstory, like some of the stuff that was happening. Seemed like there were some kind of uncalled for personal attacks and like people designing RGB fixes or fixes to the oh no! Well, I'm up here now. To the RGB out that didn't actually even work. Yeah, have you not had the weird, like, crashing issues that Duke had with his? They're a little more common than we thought at first. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you probably won't then. Yeah. I've always wondered if that's what's going on with Teximosis' console. Yeah. Until the CPU's good and tuckered out. Whoa, okay. What's game 3? What is game 3? Oh yeah, dude, this is a really good night for video games. Yo, thank you. Yeah. It's always fun to wonder, like, what if they hadn't like tried so hard to westernize the PC Engine, you know? Like trying too hard to find a sort of Mario-esque platformer as the pack-in game and redesigning the system to look stupid and be huge. Ooh. People make like wikis about that. There's some wiki out there about like what if the Atari Jaguar had been produced. It's like here's how gaming history would have unfolded. And it's not like you know, here's what the next few years after the Jaguar would have been like. It's just like this alternate history fan fiction about like, and then after the Atari Panther forced the NEC like PCFX out of the market, you know, then the Sony PlayStation 1.5 got knocked down to $175. Like, it's just like fanfic for real life. This dude whips ass. Look at this. I'm dead, but I mean, what a way to go, you know? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. It's out there. If you look for like, I kept saying Jaguar, but it was the Panther. That was the thing that I think got scrapped in favor of the Jaguar, right? Huh. I mean, I guess it's just another fan fiction format, right? Like, an episode of Sliders. Have you ever seen the one episode of that I remember is like they slide way into the future and they get fed these like future wafers that just look like trash to the eye. And you know, they were complaining about the food, and was there like a teenage slider? Anyway, I think the teenager was like, I was kind of hoping they'd serve pizza, and then the like professor guy who's in Red Alert or whatever, Command and Conquer, those might be the same thing, he goes like, I could go for a nice steak. And then he eats this like just disgusting looking wafer of nothingness and goes, it is steak. I think about this all the time. Like, probably not a day of my life goes by that I don't recall that scene from Sliders. It's the only thing I remember from the entire show. Video game stream. There we go. You know the one I'm talking about, though, right? This dude is wild. Like, I feel like he's just doing a fixed pattern. Push it in 10 seconds. It's a difficult world. I don't know, Bravo Man's cool, but so is Devil's Crush. I'll come back to Bravo Man at some point. I don't see myself really trying to beat the game, to be perfectly honest, in case anyone was getting their hopes up to see like 100 more streams of that. Hang on. I want to eat a little bit more, so I'm going to put some music on. Since we're doing... No, I don't have it. This soundtrack's good. So This song it harmonizes with the Neutopia title screen song like absolute trash. Actually, I want you to hear it. I had to hear it for a good 30 seconds. You get to hear it too. You hear that? I listened to that for like 40 seconds. Okay, look at how these letters are fading in. You see how they like blink to yellow? I find this really jarring. I found that a lot of like these color cycling effects look weird on the PC Engine. Like even this push run here. There's something strange about this color choice. I bet this looks better on composite. I heard a good thing to do with warm water is set it in a jar outside and read it some horror. Like I saw this sentence out of the corner of my eye, and that was how I parsed it. Yeah, you're welcome, by the way. But you see what I'm talking about with like the colors that it cycles through when these letters fade in look a little strange to me. And I find that when RPGs like fade out the entire screen and fade it back in, you also get just some really strange progressions of colors. Well, that's their fault. And then I think Neutopia 2 has an even weirder manifestation of this just kind of strangeness. I'm going to see if I'm right. Sorry, I'll get back to the game. It's just on the subject of the RGB thing. Right, yeah, the RGB is bad, right? No, it's not Neutopia 2. Well, I'll never find it. Yeah, if you don't mind. Okay, so the next actual game is Devil's Crush, which, like, that was definitely supposed to be Crash, right? The titles of the Crush games are Alien Crash and Devil Crash in Japanese, and like Jockey Crash. But then they got changed to Crush in the US, and like Crush for a pinball game seems weird to me. Listen to this. It's just pinball. They didn't have to go to all this trouble. Oh, you really remember it? Listen to it. It's not what they see in the game, it's what they hear. Also, this song is going to get the YouTube export of this demonetized. I know this because it did that to my Spelunky YouTube videos as well. Mortis put together a PC Engine Spelunky music mod as a favor to me. And this is the Hell song. And it got the video demonetized. Not that I make money on YouTube, but if I did, that would have sucked. Yeah, I love the pixel art too. Alien Crash is the one that I have a little more difficulty getting into, to be honest with you. Hank Von Hell also did. Both of my Spelunky videos are now monetized against my will, and half of the proceeds go to Hank Von Hell, and half of them go to whoever has the rights to this. Yeah. Whoops. Oh yeah, this has like a Carrotman mode, doesn't it? Whoops. I'm down here now. Here's the problem. I think this looks like an awesome video game, but as you can see, I'm not good at pinball. I'm a little better at it in video games than in the real world, but it's tough, pinball. You see that? Oh, I see. Yeah, I feel like the Genesis version of this game is a lot better, right? I've seen a lot of both of them. Well, I hope you enjoyed the button check. That was actually the attract mode demo you just watched. Never mind. Yeah, it was. Anyway, I feel like it's Ann K who's played like tons and tons of Devil Crash, right? Or Devil's Crush, I mean. I feel like I've seen her play the Genesis one, maybe. Whoever I watched play it, I thought the Genesis version did look better. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I find the like music and the theming a lot better anyway. Well, I made the top 5. No, I didn't. Okay, then. That's weird. It looks like I have the right flipper held up until I scroll back down to it, but that's... I'm not pressing that button. The game's just doing that automatically. Yeah, sure, actually, Fel. I didn't realize there was one, but I have no shame. I'll do that. Because if I did, like, really get into this game and play it a whole bunch, it would be less to see an ending and more to just get a good score. Can I get in this little castle tower? Really? I could do that. Maybe like my 3rd try, though. It's kind of funny how, like, one of the best early launch games was a pinball game. Is this one by Compile as well, or was that just, Alien Crash? Oh, they did the Genesis one. Well... Okay. How do you do the skill shot in this? I guess you just hold the right flipper up, huh? Ah! What's the real pinball table that this is like kind of obviously inspired by? Is it Bride of Pinbot? Where Pinbot bride woman like starts beautiful and then becomes sort of more sinister looking? Or have I made this up? Am I just thinking of this game? Oh dear. Oh. Yeah. Really, how'd that go? Was it, For that Riot game, like Valorant or whatever. Oh, from a robot into a real... I see. Oh, wow. I didn't even rank last time, I guess, because they were all the same score. And then I just barely beat the default high score this time. Is that the only background song? Yeah. No. Or yes. That's the only one. Unless Slow has a different song. I don't know, this is awesome, this game. But not at this speed. This is much too slow. Time Cruise. What do you mean? Is that a different game, or is it something I have to do here, or what? Oh, I see, I see. That goes to show how much attention I'm paying. I don't know, I get why pinball is addictive. I think if I had free time that I didn't spend streaming, which I don't, I could see myself getting into either like real pinball or those like simulated pinball games like Pinball Arcade, not that you can get that anymore. Or just video game pinball like this. I think it would be cool if I saw even a single mini game, because I know it has plenty. I was looking away. Dragon's Revenge. I was reading chat during pinball. Classic gamer error. Not as bad as the... Hey, Super Unknown, thank you. Not as bad as the time I spilled my disgusting pink drink all over my desk while I was in a 3-person Fortnite team with my 2 wildly popular streamer friends. What a blunder that was. Sure it did. It's all over Twitch. Bounty paid me a lot of money. Classic me. Whoop. Okay, alright, whatever. How do you nudge this? Can you do it? No. No. Oh, you can. What's the benefit of nudging the table in video pinball? I've never really understood. It's like... It's probably just the equivalent of nudging the table like upwards, right? Like sort of, there's no other way to put this, like sort of thrusting your hips at it. You get more hang time on the ball or whatever. Yeah, it's the PC Engine version of this game, Chris. I sort of want to play the Genesis one tonight, maybe after I switch over to the Mister. Because I don't feel like plugging the Genesis version in just to compare it to this one. Oh. Avoid lane drop. I see. Dark Souls Crush would be awesome. I just read your message. I would have gotten you in trouble for laughing too, but I also would have laughed. So I understand. I feel like I see both sides of this story. Huh? Oh, there it is. How did it end up up here? Through the flipper. I need the purple coward's crystal though to do that. Go up. No. Oh. Huh? I don't get it. Yeah, finally. I was all good to go. And I was troubleshooting my Mister and I got so annoyed with it. I was like, I can't stream tonight cuz it's not going to be fun to watch. I can't get a mini game. I don't think I know that one. Remember when Meatwad was working at the car wash? You know what I'm talking about? He was trying to get customers to come into the car wash to get their cars washed, which I don't know why else you would go there. Nothing. I was trying to use... This is a whole lot to get into, but I mean, let's be real, I can't play pinball or shit anyway, so it's not really gonna change things if I'm not focusing. So I have reasons that it would have been simpler to simply use the VGA out and plug that into my OSSC. Instead of going through the HDMI. And also at one point, the HDMI was really laggy, like no matter what you did. The VSync adjust options have since been beefed up such that it really isn't adding lag, but I didn't know this when I ordered my Mister. So my plan was to output 240p over the VGA and then upscale that. And for some reason, I cannot get a clean picture out of it without a lot of really, really specific adjustment to the horizontal sampling rate. Oh, you son of a... I should have probably tilted there. Yes, this is on an actual PC engine. It just looks too clean because I'm going through a Super SD System 3. And so I was spending a really long time trying to figure that out. And then finally I was like, I'm just going to use the HDMI. And like I did. And if it's laggier, it is imperceptible. So I don't care. And also some ugly like artifacts I was getting when the cores refresh rate desynced from the HDMI spec refresh rate looked better through HDMI. How does anyone play pinball? You know what I mean? And not just constantly do that. Well, it is lagless. Yes. And I didn't... Oh, this is it. This is the run. The but this was a while ago. There were complaints about how the HDMI out uses triple buffering by default, and you have to, like, someone tested how much delay it added, and their test showed it was like 3 frames or something. Like, that's a lot, right? And that might have been particular to their setup, but the like lead Mr. Dev had really strange ideas about input delay, and he was basically like, well, it's not a big deal because people's reflexes are only about 14 frames anyway. So if you have less than 14 frames of input lag, then you can't notice it anyway, which is just like, what? So it did not inspire confidence. No, I'm not. I'm playing them all on a console, but yeah, and you know, it's one of those things where like the guys are really smart. How do I get the ending? He did. I could find the thread. Naxata. But none of this matters because they. All right, now to see this ending that I totally earned, huh? The password didn't work. It just did this. Oh, I see. Anyway, it turns out none of this matters because my issue with the latency had long since been resolved. So I didn't even need the analog I/O board, but I did get one. It would have been running like fewer cables as well, but it's fine. I'm just so good at the game. Am I making this up? I swear Ann K or some like retro streamer that I watch has counter-stopped this. Was it her? Yeah, I don't know. Fun game. It was, okay. How long did that take? Really, that's funny because sub 10 millisecond is like less than a frame. Oh yeah. Momotaro Densetsu Turbo. This is interesting. I think Hudson might be sort of an underappreciated RPG developer, but I don't plan to play very much of this, I'll tell you that. I had the same reaction to Tengai Makyo, the first one. Well, I don't know, they just do some cool stuff. Hang on. Densetsu Turbo. I think it's this one. Yeah, 16 point something anyway. Check this out. Really, yeah, because I've only played the first one. The first one was awesome, but if they didn't build on that, that makes sense. That's not the game, that percussion. I have a snare drum in front of me. What a mess. So, I don't know what this is. But I sort of wonder if it's like a port of one of the Famicom Momotaro Densetsu games. I'm not sure. This is like a long time ago. somewhere. It just says in a certain place. There lived an old man and an old woman who, you know, I don't know how you would do this, like, got along real well. They were in love, you know, very much in love. Hang on. I'm really bad at all kana. Okay, yeah, Shibakari is firewood gathering. I would have known if I'd seen the kanji, but looking at the kana, it's like, what is this again? So, the old man went up into the mountains to gather firewood, and the old woman went down to the river to do laundry. Just as they did any other day. I like how she has a washer. Really? So what, do you know what, oh, you meant you had to look up the same word? So anyway, she found a peach that had floated down the river. I think I was like sort of half looking at the game. Donbura kokko. Huh. That's just an onomatopoeia, isn't it? I mean, it is, regardless of whether it's meant to be. Donbura kokko. I'm gonna Google this, and I bet I'm gonna turn up Momotaro's stuff. Yeah. Look at this. There's an answer to this that, like, the avatar is. Oh, I'm pasting it because you don't want to see the avatar. Oh, look at this. Donbura kokko is a mimetic word that is only used in a single situation. So yeah, it must be from the Momotaro legend, which when is this from? Let's make this cultural studies hour. Momotaro legend. When is it from? Development in literature. Although the oral version of the story may have emerged during the Muromachi period, which is 1392 to 1573, it may not have been set down in writing until the Edo period, which was 1603 to 1870 or 67. So, been a while.